So welcome week 6 and 7 class, yeah, combined class, okay? We have good long weekends, yeah? I took my family to the Huang Island. You saw the video, a lot of good video. Yeah, this VR implementation, right? Feel free to recommend your friends, your parents, right? They probably never have a chance to come here. Yeah? For those that love to learn here, right? It's good to see some video before they come, then make a wise decision. So we have a lot of video on the course as well. I also teaching BUSI 650 course, so I have a lot of video there too. Yeah. So, okay, so today we have a big presentation from two teams, Team 3, on the very interesting security phone, bodyguard. So you guys can see how digital transformation apply to this security phone. Yeah, and so this is real world digital transformation. And Team 4 is going to talk about supply chain digital transformation. A Germany company, yeah, which sell your detergent, sell your home care, the beauty product, yeah. So the main called key successful factor is their supply chain efficiency, zero touchless supply chain, yeah. They cover everything, yeah. So we have a Team 4 to present that. And a little bit of changes there because two of them not here. So you are doing remotely, yeah? And let's see the 4 people from Team 4 will do wonderful work on this case. Then I'm going to discuss 2 lectures. We talked about, last week we talked about supply chain digitalization, right? And Team 4 will present a case for that. And this week, I'm going to present CRM. CRM, is a customer relationship management, yeah, and very important for marketing, sales. And I also discuss knowledge management, right? Nowadays, knowledge is everything, yeah. Knowledge workers make more money, yeah. So what's key issue for that area? I'm going to present my latest research in a neural network, use AI to restore and apply for knowledge. For example, self-driving car, for your expert system, for the lawyer or doctor, even that can be automated by AI, yeah, on this knowledge management system. And we'll probably take about 3 hours. We'll take break after two team meetings. Then I quickly go through 2 lectures, okay? Because it's combined class. And just remind you, and you assignment 2 will be due this Sunday, yeah? With change management, yeah? And congratulations, most of you have done very well on your assignment 1, yeah? I already published your video on NHub channel, yeah? NHub Metaverse channel. Feel free to watch it, and a lot of good stuff, and you can see. Most of you done very, very well, but it's hard to differentiate, yeah. But so you can always learn each other, right? It's key learning, and so the only week for you maybe not to get A because you lack some in-depth research on this subject. Right? So basically everybody know, AI, blockchain or 3D printing, right? But what's that? What's that? You need research, yeah? And a lot of reason probably how to match this technology to particular side company. Yeah, that is a point, not a complicated clear. Otherwise, you can have done wonderful work, okay? So let's complete on assignment 2 and also your project, yeah? Okay? So without further ado, I would like to invite Team 3. This is your time.
For assignment 2, can we get some extension?
No, we have no time anymore. Okay, let's discuss that. Why? Tell me individually. Yeah? You guys need to focus on your project. Yeah? Okay, good. So,
Professor, one of our members are still not coming. So we phone him, he's not answering the phone. So can we present second? So
Yeah, we could do
present
four.
first. We could do first.
no, that's two it.
So that we can skip.
It's their responsibility, yeah? Not your responsibility, right? If he cannot come, it's zero. yeah. Let's do it.
Shall we connect the computer?
Yeah, you cannot compute here. You cannot compute here. Okay, good. Welcome, good. So you can connect here, okay? Good. Really show that. So So you have 25 minutes. Right now it's 5:10. So 5:35 should be complete. Yeah.
We have communities.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, Professor and our colleagues. So we are Team 3 and Pavitra. My team, Aman, Palak, Pooja, Rajan, Maru and Ankush are going to present about the digital transformation of the Certis, which is a world famous company. So we are starting with introduction about the company, then the competitor analysis, then the digital transformation initiatives they are doing at present, and then we identified the problems they are having, and then we offered some recommendations and decisions to improve their services further. I'll first invite Palak to go to the introduction.
Hi everyone, I'm Palak. So I'll start with the introduction of Certis. So Certis is an outsourced organization which basically provides the services, multidisciplinary security services, and it has its headquarters in Singapore. That's right. It has its headquarters in Singapore, and apart from Singapore, it is present in 5 other countries, which are Australia, Hong Kong, Qatar, and China. Right now, the 27,000 employees are working in Certis, and out of that, 16,000 employees are only from the Singapore, in the local industry of Singapore, and the company has started its operations in 1958. So it has around 62 years of working experience till now. Next slide. Okay, so the industries in which Certis provides its services are government, property, healthcare, retail, financial institutions, logistics, and aviation sector. Aviation sector is the main from which the Certis got its major revenue. And the key decision makers of the Certis are Chief Executive Officer Paul Chong, which has mainly taken all the decisions of the Certis, and then Chief Digital Officer, which they have appointed in 2017 to take the decisions for the digital transformation of Certis, who is Fuji Fu, and then the Vice President Benny. The values which are promoted by the Certis are professionalism, customer focus, safety, because it's a security organization, so it mainly focuses on the security of the public and organizations, and its mission statement is safeguarding people and organizations by supplying multidisciplinary smart security services. And the vision of Certis is being the most advanced security services That is why it has undergone through a digital transformation. Next slide. So the historical timeline of Certis is, it has started its operations in 1958. So it has established as a guard and escort unit, which was basically a bodyguard of the police officer of Singapore. And then in 2005, it undergone through a corporatized and it has got a separate identity, separate from the Cisco. And then in 2018, they won the Changi Airport Master Security Services, and in 2088, they have entered the aviation sector. So that was a turning point for the revenue of the service. And then in 2015, they have launched BPRO, which was business processing operations. And then finally in 2019, they have launched their main Security Plus, which was the major revenue for the company. Next is the financials of the Certis. Next slide. So in terms of financials, its financials just fluctuate. From 2010 to 15, it had a stable income, but then it got increased in 2019 because they launched Security Plus, and then it fall down because of pandemic in 2020, and it again rise in 2022. And its stock values also followed the same pattern, but it got decreased in the mid of 2022. Now I'll hand over to Pooja for competitive analysis.
Hello, thank you, Palak. Hi, I am Pooja. I will explain about the competitive analysis of Certis securities. The slide is about the target market. The target market for the Certis is basically the place where individual or any group of people require security services. So basically the mall, airport, residential buildings, bank, financial institution and other all require the security system nowadays. But the thing is, Certis is facing a lot of competition because of increasing our trend in technology. Like everywhere we have security cameras and all. So there is no traditional way of physical bodyguards and all. So Certis security is facing issue in competition. Next slide. Here is the quarters 5 courses. In quarter 5 courses, we can see the threat to new entrants is low for the industry because the people who are using the security services requires a lot of confidence with the company, and they need assurance for the safety. So they don't like to switch the company again and again. So there is very low threat to new entrants. And then the next one is bargaining power of buyers. Bargaining power of buyers is low because there is less competition in the market, and we have less number of large institutions in the like country, we can say global as well. And the threat of substitute is low. The threat of substitute I am saying low because the company has providing us specific kind of services. So it cannot be fulfilled by any other products or something. Like they are having substitute for CCTV cameras and all, but they need to be operated by some companies. And the bargaining power of supplier is high because they are using some kind of specific products for the technical things and all. So the suppliers have high bargaining powers. And the rivalries for the company is like nowadays the security company is facing problem even with the Microsoft because they are providing some kind of digital facilities for digital security and cyber securities. Next slide. Here are some global and local competitors, as Certis International has some small competitors in the market who are providing even the CCTV cameras are the competitor of Certis International. But here are the three major, I have taken three majors. The OSCC, the leading company of Europe, and the next is Ensign, the cybersecurity leader in the Singapore. And the third is ST Engineering. ST Engineering is more popular in providing technology and innovation kind of security services. So the ST Engineering will be coming up more strongly as a competitor to the Certis. I will hand over to Pavitra for next slide. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. So I'll go to the digital transformation initiatives by Certis. So their transformation started with the adoption of business process reengineering and
operation in 2012, and they entered into the security systems, the smart security systems, by installing smart CCTVs in Far East Mall, which was very popular because it decreased the requirement of labor force by 20%. For a country like Singapore with a very limited population and an aging population, the decrease of manpower is so important. And then their appointment of Chief Digital Officer in 2017 made a real transformation in the company. Next slide, please. So they are currently using the digital transformations like digital twin, robotics, drones, IoT, machine learning, data science, and AI in each and every operations. In fact, they are like collaborating with the high-tech universities and colleges of Singapore, and they are going forward with the latest technology researched by these institutions. First, I'll go to digital twin. Digital twin is, we usually know that it is a digital representation of a physical object or system. So they have like pioneered the digital twin technology by making their key operational center, the Certis central, a digital twin. So all the operations of this building is managed in one platform, and they have given smart security, surveillance, incident management, and they have reduced maintenance costs by predictive analytics. Next slide. They have faced many challenges like convincing this to the customers and vendors and managing these in a single platform. However, they have been very successful, and they were able to decrease the labor force and increase the experience with this digital twin. However, we don't have to forget that there are like challenges involved, though digital twin gives us a lot of opportunities like manage in one place, faster, seamless technology, but it can be expensive, and we will have to manage a lot of data to get a very good system. Next slide. And the next one. So Certis is very popular with their robots. Next slide. So these robots, Peter, Casey, and Oscar, are very popular in Changi Airport, which is one of the best, busiest, and safest airports in the world. So Peter is the robot person who's managing the traffic very efficiently every hour of the day. And Casey is the friendly robot. If a child is missing, if a customer is having a problem, they can go straight to Casey and tell. She has like human facial interaction, and they can manage the things without any human requirement. And Oscar is the outside security robot. So robot technology gives the accurate decisions, less manpower. However, the constant sensoring is required with robots, and because the human empathy is not involved in this technology, it can cause some problems. Next slide. And Certis is also doing IoT, using IoT in their systems. So this is a collection of gadgets to collect, transfer, and analyze data and use it for their systems. So it has a real-time look, and it is improving the optimizing energy consumption, physical security, and maintenance of Certis. And AI is used by Certis in aviation security systems, and they use smart network surveillance, and this ensures less human errors in their systems. And they are using data science to accurately predict about the future simulation, future scenarios born in when they are like designing system. They can always predict about the future scenarios with data science and optimize the system according to that. Next slide. So I'll go to the outcomes and risks of the digital transformations. So the smart network surveillance, better security, virtual representation of systems, accurate prediction of the future, early warning, it can all come with the smart digital transformation. However, we can't forget the risks. It can be unpredictable due to lack of human expertise, and data privacy is a problem, and it can be easily manipulated by hackers, and with larger data sets there can be larger downtime. And I would like to move to we have described the company and their current situation. Now we'll go to the problems we see. So I would like to invite Ankush.
Hello everyone, thank you for the Pooja and Amita for shedding some light on the company's historical values and the issues that they were faced how financially they have grown. So I will be talking about the issues that was the main reason by the fishbone diagram. So fishbone diagram basically was given by a scientist called Ishikawa, and the neck of the fish represent the problem of the low profits at Certis, or any problem that a company faces. And then these lines shows the causes and effects. So it is also known as cause and effect diagram. So what are the causes? So traditional security practices were practiced by the Certis organization because they were providing the physical securities to the buildings around. So that's why the problem occurred, the stagnant growth. That's where the Certis, that was the main reason for the revenue generation. Dependency on old revenue system was arises by limited areas of functioning. Like they were providing the services outside the hospital, outside the buildings. So there were no technical things were in there when they were providing the security services. And when Singapore was growing, so there was threats coming from the terrorists, that there was mass loots were there for and people were getting threatened by the other countries, mafias. So they had the challenge of transformation. So they really wanted to change their thing. And another thing was difficult to convince for digitalization. That was the main problem because the owner of the Certis, or the CEO of the Certis, raised the main concern that my people, my security guards who are giving their security services outside of a building are not aware about using a smartphone. So how I will convince my customers to go digital? So that was the another problem that was raised at Certis. The next is lack of talent pool, because the security providers were getting old and they don't know how to use the technology. So talent pool was not there. So Certis has to shake hands with some other industry pioneers to build some more systems who deals in artificial intelligence, data, Internet of Things and other things. So when the pandemic came, there were 240 companies with 47,000 employees in the Singapore. So this island state was very difficult to retain those employees. But the CEO of Certis has said that I won't fire any one of you. So he deployed those security guards outside of hospitals, in the dormitories. So somehow they retained those employees, and this is how they survived through the pandemic. So that's all about the causes and the effects of the Certis. So I would like next to put some light on. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Aman. So I'm going to talk about the challenges that my colleague Ankush talked about and how the company overcome from there. He also mentioned that there was no coherence between the labor-intensive work to getting into a digital world. So the company has to shift to a platform to integrate their services and offerings. How did they do that? They did train their employees. They shook hands with the companies, those who were already in the process, those who were already training the employees for the digitalization of the processes. Second, building digital capabilities. What does it mean? We are talking about digital twinning. We are talking about AI. To make all these things happen, first they needed to have all the equipments, all the tools like IoT tools. They need, as we mentioned, they had to shake hand with the companies. Those were already perfect with these things. One of the example is Microsoft Azure. They did of that AI technology, which helped them in the long term. Third, growing the digital talent pool. Now that we mentioned about the digital talent pool, how did they develop it? First, training their own employees, hiring, getting in partnership with various universities in Singapore, and getting the genius minds to work for them. That's how they did it. Next, embracing the digital way of life. Now that they were pushing this idea in the company to make employees feel more comfortable, if there is any change coming to any of the company, employees, they get scared. But as Ankush mentioned, the CEO, he explained and he assured the employees that he is not going to fire anyone, but he is going to make everyone adapt the changes. That's how they made sure that company will survive for the next 10 to 15 years or more. Next, as we were talking about the challenges, they have already overcome those challenges, and the best example they came up with the Singapore airport, with Jewel Chengai airport. On that airport, they came up with 12 different systems, 5,000 plus sensors. That's not easy to put out that much of sensors, because that's a lot of data that needs to be processed. With the help of the AI system, they can sort all that data and the footage from 700 CCTVs. Now that we were talking about the mobile devices, those mobile devices were getting out of the airport system as well. Employees were trained for that. Not only that, the mobile devices were used. That technology was used outside Singapore airport, which was in Australia, for the railway transportation and operation management. Next slide. So as I was talking about the AI technology, the way they are using that AI technology is securing large high-density community spaces. As I said, there's a lot of data that is getting received by all the sensors, 5,000 plus sensors, 700 CCTVs. This is labor-intensive work, and this work cannot be done by any human. So with the technology, with the AI technology, they are sorting the abnormal behavior in the crowd. They are sorting, they're using their robot system that Pavitra explained, different robots. That's how they are overcoming with that. Next slide. Okay, next slide. One more.
We have 5 more minutes.
So how are they implementing that digital twinning? First of all, they have done that on the Singapore airport. They made a digital model of the whole airport. While they had made that digital a model of the whole airport, the inputs that they are getting from their sensors, they try to simulate in that digital world. While they are simulating all those data inputs, they come to some kinds of predictions. Now that they have the prediction, they try to act before there is any happening. So this is the way digital twinning is helping them to reduce the labor-intensive work and to make the process more digitalized and more accurate as well. Okay, next slide. So one of the things which is also helping, they are expanding into for their future expansion is digital twinning for airport surface transportation. Now that digital AI can help them predict the amount of traffic that could be on the airport. It can be managed. There are certain factors which could be affecting the airport transportation, which could be weather. It could be some events in the community. And last thing, which is airport digital twinning for resilient disaster management. As I talked about the prediction that can be made by AI technology, and with the help of that, Certis is able to make that, is able to expand their business into that. I'll hand over to my colleague for the next slides.
So after analyzing the whole case study, we are able to come to some recommendations to the services of the Certis group. The first one is for them to make use of digital tools for airport security, because it's necessary for them to be able to replicate the physical properties of the airport so that they can get some.
Try to face to people, the audience.
So they can protect some kind of